guys! Today we're going to learn how to perform thin layer chromatography. TLC is a way to physically separate components in a mixture of compounds. The way that we'll be doing is separating based on polarity.
The first thing you want to do after getting your silica plate is to draw a baseline in pencil along the bottom. Using a capillary tube, place a small amount of your compound on the baseline. Choose your eluent based on polarity and solubility. When you put your TLC plate in the beaker, make sure that the solvent line doesn't go over the baseline.
While you're waiting for your solvent front to be moving up the plate, have a dance party.
Once the solvent is near the top of the plate, draw a solvent front using pencil. Check to see that your compound moved up the TLC plate by looking at it under a UV light. Take your pencil with you to the UV light and draw a light circle around your compound. If the spots on your TLC plate are too large, you might need to dilute your sample more. And if you don't see any spots on your plate, you might need to add a more concentrated sample. This TLC plate looks pretty good.
After obtaining your TLC plate, you can now find the retention factor. The RF normalizes the distance so you can compare polarities of different compounds across plates. The first thing you do is measure the length from the baseline to the solvent front. Next, you measure the length from the baseline to the middle of your spot. Alright, our denominator in our RF was the length from the baseline to the solvent front. Our numerator is the length from the baseline to the middle of the spot. Now we do the division and we come up with our RF. This RF we can now use to compare it with other compounds on different plates. Okay? If you're comparing two compounds, the more polar compound will be the one with the lower RF and therefore will not have traveled as far on the plate. Thanks for tuning in.
Be sure to join us next week
where we'll be learning IR.